Guys, come on. Come on. I did not want to do this, but someone has to say it. This is a public service announcement for anyone that is wearing chamois that are so clapped out that the riders behind you can see straight through them. Straight through them. I'm not going to say any more about it. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to point it out on the video, but you know who you are. Right here, this is my favorite part of the course to move up, especially this week. The wind was a little bit different. This was the crosswind section, so I got on the outside protected. Was able to move up a few wheels each lap. Got a few teammates in the field. I think you got Wally up there on the left. Micah was in the field. A few Masters folks. We had just gotten done with the 4-5 race and jumped into this is the 3-4 race. Being that we just got done with the 4-5 race, I wanted to conserve as much energy as I could. Sit in, but at the same time stay toward the front of the race. So if you look here, you can kind of see there's a group of 4 or 5 up the road. Definitely wanted to be up there, but didn't want to make the bridge. So I jumped on these guys' wheels and surfed up to that group up the road. So I tried to do that throughout the race as much as I could. Sometimes with good success, other times not so much. This is actually Eric, a friend of mine. He's moving up to the front. I jumped on his wheel. So coming into the headwind section, I always wanted to be protected. This guy goes in front. I surf his wheel to keep my nose out of the wind. Same thing here. These guys, we're in the headwind section. These guys go attack. I try to get on their wheel and let some people fill in, thinking, oh, sweet, I'll just surf up to the front, stay toward the front of the race here. And coming through, don't get on their wheel very quickly, which is not good. So into this tailwind section, I peel off and hope that a few guys come across. Eric sprints across, so I didn't jump on his wheel. I'm going to take away that surfboard because at the end of the day, that was a failed attempt at surfing. So I'll speed it up through here, but it's a lot of the same thing, just me trying to get on some wheels and stay toward the front of the race. It got really fast through here, and to be honest, I was dying 1,000 deaths. So the surfing concept didn't work too well, and especially after being gassed from the first race. But I tried to just stay on as many wheels as I could and stay toward the front. The race started getting fairly fractured here. And to be honest, I mean, we're only probably a third of the way in, and I kind of thought that my race might be over. I pull up. This is Wally. He's a teammate in front of me, and I stick on his wheel for a while, and I just was trying to recover best I could. So slow it down here again. But like I said, I mean, with the front of the race, they weren't too far in front, but they definitely had a decent gap. And I honestly thought, okay, we're just going to be racing mid-pack the rest of the race and see where we end up. But then everything changed. I may have mentioned this in a previous video, but this is our parking lot to our fairgrounds here in Boise, and the Western Idaho Fair is coming to town. In that far corner, you see the kiosk. Came around this corner, and wouldn't you know, in the kiosk, in big, bold letters, Nelly. Nelly is coming to the Western Idaho Fair. Yes, the Band-Aid on the cheek, wearing Nelly, country grammar, hot in her Nelly. And that is all I needed to dig just a little bit deeper. So at this point, the field was pretty dang fractured. And so this group here, we linked up, we had a little bit of motivation, and we worked together. And we honestly picked up a few folks along the way that had also gotten popped off that front group. We went around, I mean, from the time that I basically didn't bridge up to that front group to now is probably 4 or 5 laps. And that's kind of a long time to be in this wind. But luckily, like I said, there was enough people on the road that were motivated to get back up to the front. So we did that. Finally, after a while, got up to that front group. They slowed down like it happens a lot of times in races. And then it was weird. Things got super, super mellow. So that was probably the first third of the race. The second, third, everything slowed way down.
Yeah. Nice Sunday ride here. Do something exciting, Eric.
So I was joking with Eric, hey, do something exciting just because things got so mellow. He's on Team Real. It's a group of guys that I ride with, always super strong. Anyways, he didn't necessarily do anything exciting, but the wind got really exciting right here. So this is just a clip of showing how strong the wind was. We were all leaning our bikes over, just trying to fight into this crosswind section here. And with our deep section wheels, the wind was just blowing us around. And then you can kind of even see here, it's a dirt parking lot, so tons of dirt and was blowing across the asphalt. And if you look behind us in our rear cam, there's no one there. So this is the front of the race, and coming through the little chicane, I look back, realize that we have a little bit of a gap, and so the four of us start working together, trying to stay away. It works for a little bit, but eventually a few guys come back, but that wind was really decisive and kind of broke the field up to just a select few. With 3 or 4 to go, this is the front of the race here, coming into the start-finish straight, and there's 6 or 7 of us here, and I swing off. I don't know why, but I swing off and put my nose in the wind through here, and then you see this guy come up on the right. He puts in a little bit of a dig. I see it a little too late, try to get on his wheel. Like I said, this is the kind of a nasty wind section, and just couldn't get on his wheel. He comes through that corner flying, hits the tailwind, and puts a decent gap on us. You can see in the rear cam, no one was quite on my wheel to where they could counter either, and so he just gets away. So instead of surfing, once again, broken board. And like I said, this is 3 to 4 to go. Wasn't ideal, and he ends up staying away. So now we're racing for second here. This is going into the last lap. We got the guy up the road, and then this guy just slightly in front of us. He put in a little dig, and he's in the wind right now, so he's kind of hurting. So going to the last lap, Eric's still there. I knew Eric is going to be a good wheel to follow. And going into, once again, this is the headwind section, going to the last corner, I figured Eric would go early, but just not this early. So come in, I was a little out of position, and you see Eric take off right there in the team reel kit. And so I figure, okay, better start digging. Put a little dig in here, come into this corner, and figure I better start making some moves here. So come into the straight, come on the outside, the same spot that I've been passing people all day on. Come into second corner and think, okay, well, Eric's got second. This guy's third, but he's been on the front. He put in that little attack, and he's gassed. So I was able to come around him as well. This is the final corner, and look back, realize that no one has the energy to do much else, and so I kind of sit up and roll in for third place. Super funky race with the wind, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah, that was my best result in a 3-4 race. Thanks for watching, guys. Another race this weekend and then also next week. So a lot of videos coming up. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Thanks.